So, hello. We have with us today Dr. Jeremiah Dutch-Mendy. I just wanted to thank you for taking the time to answer some of these questions for me.
Yeah, no problem. Glad to be here.
Just tell me a little about yourself.
Well, to start off with, I am a part of a big family. I'm one of 8 kids. I'm the 7th in that row of 8. So grew up very family oriented, and I knew that I was, interested in science in the medical field, and I basically knew that from a very young age. I just didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. So, going through college, I had some experiences that, pushed me into this field and made me, who I am today.
So to be a pharmacist, what's your educational background?
Well, to start off, I got a biochemistry degree from the University of Georgia. And once I finished my biochemistry degree, I had to do 4 years and get a doctorate of pharmacy, and I did that at Mercer University here in Atlanta, Georgia.
How did you first become interested in healthcare or healthcare management?
What really got me into pharmacy was the job that I got immediately after getting my biochemistry degree. And this job was with working directly under a oncologist, and I was his personal phlebotomist. I would draw bloods for his cancer patients, and I would set them up for chemotherapy. And during that job, I learned a lot about healthcare, billing, working with PAs, nurses, doctors, and I got a good, rounded experience to figure out where I fit best in, in healthcare. And I decided on pharmacy because of the relationship that I developed with the oncology pharmacist at the clinic, and she kind of steered me into the pharmacy field.
It's cool. What is some examples of certain decisions that you made working in the pharmacy?
There's decisions made every second of the day at my job. It's very fast-paced. It involves multitasking, and I would say that some of the biggest decisions that are made at my job are hiring and delegating between the team that keeps the pharmacy running. So the hiring decision is probably the most important decisions that I'll make, because that determines who I work with and who's going to keep the pharmacy running. Hiring and making sure that we have the right people to do the job is some of the hardest decisions that I make.
So who's your favorite technician?
Well, I'm not supposed to have any favorite technicians.
What is your proudest moment as a healthcare manager, as a pharmacist?
There have been times during, my work as a pharmacist where I have felt like I have really helped someone out on a personal level. Whether it's, catching a mistake that could cause some very serious side effect, or if it's just, rushing to someone's aid who falls over, in the pharmacy, which has happened. Someone in my pharmacy has fallen and cracked their skull, and being able to just jump to their help and assess the situation and get them the proper help that they need, anything to help my clients really is where I become the proudest in my job. It's not, it doesn't happen every day, but as long as, I'm helping people and changing people's lives, whether it's small or big, that's my proud.
So, growth sectors for the industry, where do you see pharmacy going in the future, if that makes sense?
Pharmacy, there's even a big thing that just happened where Amazon spent about $750 million buying out a company based out of New York called PillPax. And by buying this company, they are moving into the pharmacy industry, and they are going to use Alexa and use her in a way that's going to be a personal assistant for your medication. And I think Amazon is on the way to possibly take over the pharmaceutical retail industry.
That probably be terrible for your job. But, okay, so what are some of your professional role models or mentors that you would have?
My oldest sister, she is a defense attorney. She works in a law firm in Augusta, Georgia. She was always my biggest mentor and role model growing up, just because how she handled things. She was the epitome of what I wanted to be in the workplace, you know, organized, on top of everything. Everyone loved her, and she just was a hard worker. She never complained. She got the job done, and that's kind of what I wanted to be, you know, in the healthcare field.
Okay, so what would you say to future students wanting to what would you say to future students that are wanting to become managers, like any knowledge, skills, abilities, anything like that for the next generation of healthcare management?
There's really only one thing I would say to them. I'd say get experience. Get experience in management. Like, no matter where it is, you have to have the experience, because management is not something that it can be taught, but you need the experience. You need to learn how to work with people. You need to learn how to delegate. You need to learn how to, you know, fit people together to reach a common goal. And I think a lot of that just comes with experience. And if you do it at a young age, then, you know, by the time you're in the workforce, graduating from college, you're going to be ahead of the game.
Awesome. Well, that's all I have. Thank you so much.
Well, I appreciate you having me in my own home. It's great.